Welcome in to Boulder, Colorado, and I hope you are ready for bed because it's about time for that. It's after 9 o'clock local time. Thank you for joining us. It's time for some University of Colorado hockey. Here on Thursday night, Joe Paris alongside Derek Michelson here from the beautiful University of Colorado Student Rec Center. Fans are actually filing in still. It's a late one, but we got a few people showing up, coming out to support their Buffaloes. Tonight, Colorado will take on the Oklahoma Sooners. Oklahoma comes in number 4 in the top 25 in this week's ACHA men's rankings. Colorado dropped down to number 8 after being number 3 last week. Had a tough road trip to Minot, but Derek, tonight they're looking to flip the script.
Yeah, it's going to be hopefully a good showing for the Buffs. I know lost a couple that you and I talked about before they went up there. It was going to be pretty well contested games against Minot there, but it was they played well there. Nothing to hang their heads about necessarily. That's a really good team, and hopefully now, like you said, it's just going to be to bounce back here today.
Let's go through some starting lineups tonight. First for the visiting Oklahoma Sooners. Starting on defense, number 2, Mason Miller. Also starting on defense, Miko Solorzano. The forwards tonight for the Sooners, at right wing, number 16, Michael Bem. At left wing, number 14, Derek Tilka. And the gentleman tonight is Jordan Greenberg. You may remember Jordan Greenberg, a very powerful player. He put up a lot of points against Colorado last year. We're going to step aside for the national anthem here on our Veterans Day special here tonight. We'll be recognizing our servicemen and women. But for now, we take a step aside for the national anthem. Well, Derek, what do you say? I know it's bedtime, but why don't we start a hockey game?
It's going to have to get rolling into it here, but yeah, it should be a good game. Colorado, Joe, I was looking at some news and notes here before the game coming into it, getting ready to prepare to call this game with you. Oklahoma, we couldn't find any stats or rosters online, so that was interesting.
I will say I had an extended conversation with head coach Peter Arvanitis, and shout out to Peter's wife Trish watching back at home in Norman. Peter, the head coach of the Sooners, one of the friendliest guys I've ever met, period. Of course, he's also the friendliest guy in the ACHA. Always a treat when Coach Arvanitis comes to town. But we are underway. Thank you for joining us. You're looking live at the University of Colorado Student Rec Center. Buffs and Sooners. Colorado deep in the zone to get things going here. Again, thank you for joining us. Make sure to follow the action on Twitter here tonight. We're having a real quick technical difficulty on the camera, but off-screen, Colorado gets a shot on net. And the starting goaltender, Hunter Fernandez, will get the save. Derek, I mean, this is a very big game for Colorado. They go 0-3 on the road trip to North Dakota, and it was tough. It was frustrating for them. I was talking to head coach Eric Ballard this afternoon, and he said they're angry, and they want to win some games this weekend, and they need to.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a big-time test here for Colorado. You know, that was really the last weekend here going out on that road trip. They faced the first team ranked above them this year. And, now, again, because they dropped, they're facing another team ranked above them here. So they're going to have to come out and really prove that they deserve to be ranked as high as they are and kind of earn that spot back. They had been kind of free-rided in a way. I mean, nothing's free. You got to earn everything. But in a way, they've been kind of free-rided to this point. And then last weekend was their first test. So tonight they have to come back out and prove that they still deserve to be in the conversation.
Some injury news tonight. Chris Burkemper is going to be out for about a month with a shoulder injury. He took that injury back and on the road trip to North Dakota. So on the first line tonight will be Devin Pilkington, the freshman who played with the Superior Rough Riders in the WSHL last year. It will be the Sooners, those that are bringing it in. Tilka will be wrapped up in the corner by Temby and Anders. Temby and Bauer will stay on that first line, again alongside Devin Pilkington, the starting defenseman for Colorado, or Matt Hafter. Alongside Alex Temby, who goes off for a change. Pilkington will go in down low alongside Patrick Grace. Grace used to play his junior hockey in Boulder for the Boulder Junior Bison, returns home for this weekend. Jordan Greenberg will take it into the zone. He'll send it into the corner. Cale Erickson will meet up alongside Mick Bruce. Bruce, who returned from injury last weekend. Pilkington will try to trip it out of the zone. It'll be played by Joe Vuolo and sent back into the zone. Colorado will go off for a change. Lazarick will take it back to Kreminga. He'll play it off the boards. Chasing after it will be Erickson. Erickson and Bruce are there. Erickson gets it on net and a save by Champagne. Referee's hand up for a delayed penalty. It's going to be against Mick Bruce. And Nitchin will, well, he touched it up. Looks like the referee's not going to give it to him there. Kreminga will take it in behind for the Sooners. He'll wrap up against Erickson in the corner. And finally, the referee's whistle will signal our first penalty of the game. And Derek, the last two home series for Colorado, it seemed like there was a penalty every 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's Colorado's definitely a physical team. They have a great penalty kill. They're actually 49th in the league, and that actually includes Division 1, 2, and 3. So they're out of all the different divisions, they're still 49th, and a lot of those teams ahead of them were in D2 and D3. So Colorado doing a great job on penalty kill this year, so they're not afraid to go out and play aggressive at all.
So the Sooners will go on their first power play of the night. Miller will walk the line for the Sooners. 18:08 remaining here in our opening period. Just underway. This late start, the latest start in University of Colorado hockey home history. Out to the point will come to Mason Miller. Miller back to the near side to Pala D'Souza. And it comes in front, and it'll be a quick goal for the Sooners off the rebound. A power play goal here just minutes into the game if you're just joining us. It's going to be, I believe, Jordan Greenberg who got his stick on that one last. 1-0 Sooners. Not a good start for Colorado.
No, I mean, just as we joked about this before, but, the old broadcaster's curse there, just as I was talking about how good Colorado's penalty kill is, they let one in.
So 1-0, an early hole for Colorado. And it's actually going to be Miko Solorzano who gets the goal on that one. So Solorzano will get the tally on the power play. 1-0 Sooners here early, just underway. 17:39 remaining in our first period. And the Buffs are scrambling already. I mean, they scored, under 10 seconds into that power play, Derek. It was a quick one. I don't even think Champagne saw the shot. Meanwhile, Ben will bring it across the ice for the Sooners. It comes in down low. Champagne will come out of his net to play it. To the corner it goes to Palanchik. He'll be muscled up against Bem. Elliot Palanchik, who plays for Colorado now, actually did play for the Sooners a few years ago. Saw him and Coach Arvanitis catching up before the game. David Coleman in down low. Taken away from his former teammate, Patrick Grace. Coleman and Grace, alongside a few other members of the Buffaloes, all played together their junior hockey for the Boulder Junior Bison about 10 minutes from here. Chris Doyle will come in deep. He'll leave it in the corner for John Dora. Dora will try to hit Bradford on the outside pass. It'll be kept in, though, at the blue line by Joe Vuolo. Puck comes down into the corner again. Vuolo centers one in front to Krominga. Didn't get all of that one. To the boards it goes. Wigton will slash at it. Kept it at the point, though, and it'll be played deep into the corner again for Oklahoma. Dora will be shoved down into the corner. Puck is wrapped up down low to Cale Erickson. Erickson and Bradford will meet against the glass before it's cycled out to Logan Hoggood. Against the boards is Erickson. Out to the point it goes for Vualu. Back to Erickson along the boards. He'll be wrapped up by Bradford. Now Kardash. Kardash and Bradford will work it into the corner, but comes out to Krominga. Centers one across the ice to Lazarick. Lazarick will send one in down to John Dorr, who plays it off the side of the boards. Cycled right back into the corner, though, for the Sooners. And they had a long bus day traveling through the night. They got into town about 11 a.m. local time. And actually, Derek, I think the late start time actually benefits them because they're a lot more fresh than they would have been for a 7 o'clock game.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's going to be somewhat of a difference. Not necessarily saying it's going to win them the game by any means, but it's definitely better than, like you were just kind of saying, coming off straight off the bus. But at the same time, Joe, I'm not going to put a lot of stock into that because the thing that I was kind of starting to make my point before the game really got underway, but just ran out of time, unfortunately, was Colorado's got 7 different players with 10 or more points this year already, Joe. So, I mean, Colorado is playing great as like a team, basically, and getting everybody involved, whether it's assists or goals. And another interesting note is there's only 2 players on CU's roster that have played in all 14 games so far. Joe, any guesses who it is?
Oh, man, that's a good question. Let me look down. David Coleman.
That's one.
And John Nitchin.
Nope.
No, Nitchin was suspended for a game, you're right.
Yep.
Jarman?
No, Bauer.
Bauer.
Yep. So those are the only 2 that have played in every game. Now, there's a bunch of guys that have played in 13, so some guys are getting a lot of looks, but Colorado definitely spreading it out here, sharing the wealth on their bench, making sure everybody's getting in and getting time. So that could also pay dividends for them down if they're trying to make a playoff run later in the season.
Number 1 line out there for Colorado. It's Bauer and Anders over the line. Bauer will hand it around the defenseman, puts one in front, it goes just wide. Fernandez might have gotten a piece of that one. Adams from the outside will throw one near the net. Aaron Lahr will take it for the Sooners. He'll break it out. Hits the stick of Bauer, and will be back to the blue line from McBruce. Adams with a touch pass to Bauer. Tries to hit Pilkington on the go. Picked off, though, by D'Souza here in the corner. Sent all the way down back into the Colorado defensive half with 15 minutes remaining in our first period. 1-0 Sooners, a power play goal from Miko Sorizano. And it was a quick power play goal, too. Jake Cabana will take it in from his own zone. He'll cycle back in behind the net of Fernandez. Number 1 line out there still for Colorado. And they were frustrated coming into this game. And, Derek, I'll tell you, they're probably even more frustrated now.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's still really early, Joe. I mean, it's right now the clock's only reading 14:34 in the first period. So that it's not anything to get concerned about. It's not anything to freak out about. All Colorado needs to do at this point is they need to get back to playing Colorado hockey. They need to not be afraid to, let in another goal or anything like that. They need to play aggressive, which is what they've done all season, and it's led to the success that they've had.
Capture will chip one over to John Nitchin, and Nitchin will bring his way into the zone. Got it for Jarman. He'll set a net. And the first save of the night for Hunter Fernandez is the glove, and he'll hang on. 14:23 remaining here in our opening period of play. Thank you for joining us alongside Derek Michelson. I'm Joe Paris, Ali Monroy on camera here tonight. And I'll say, Derek, for a 9 p.m. start time, pretty good crowd.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long they stay with us, Joe, tonight as the night wears on. A lot of people still have classes tomorrow, and everybody's maybe, you know what this might be? This might be practice for the football game tomorrow night.
Tomorrow's a full day of sports in Boulder.
Yeah.
The basketball team, the football team, and the hockey team all play tomorrow afternoon. I'll be broadcasting 2/3 of that. It'll be a marathon because that's the way it is.
I wish you luck on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It'll all be fun. Temi deep in his own zone. He'll send it up the boards now to Thomas Jarman. Jarman will take a huge check there from Lazaric. Boy, Jarman got lit up right up the red line. Slow to get up, but on the forecheck he goes.
Kind of rare to see Colorado taking a hit and being dropped to the ice from that hit. They're one of the more bigger physical teams that I've seen so far this year in the league, and so to see them get dropped to the ice, pretty rare.
And we're going to get a penalty, I think, on Oklahoma. Behind the play, Alex Temby got tied up with Jordan Greenberg, so Colorado will now get a power play, their first of the night. Sooners scored on their first power play of the evening. We're 1-0 now in Boulder, 13:33 remaining in our opening period, so we'll see if the Buffs now could match.
I wouldn't put a lot of stock in that, Joe. The Colorado's, I think, only 12% right now. 12% on their power play this year. They only have 9 power play goals on all the chances they've had, so they've done well on the defensive end on the power play, but when they actually have the man advantage, they haven't done so well this year. So they either need to step that up or they just need to hope for even strength goals tonight.
So Greenberg off, 2 minutes for interference. The puck will be wrapped around, no defenseman waiting there, so up the ice will come the Sooners. It's Derek Tilka. Tilka will stop at the circle looking for a pass. Instead, he'll waste off some penalty kill time. And on the power play unit for Colorado, the forwards are Luke Carter, Matt Anders, and Jake Bauer. The defensemen, Alex Temby and Devin Pilkington. Pilkington actually has played a little bit of defense this year for Colorado. He also played a little bit of defense during his junior career. A very capable defenseman. So a minute 10 remaining on the power play for Colorado. Champaign will leave it in behind. Matt Hefter will jump onto the ice alongside John Nitch and Nick Bruce. Anders will stay out there. Nitch will bring it in over the line. Salvato now out there for Anders. Nitch will circle into the corner. He'll look out to the blue line. He'll hit Hefter with a one-timer through some traffic. Kick save by Fernandez to the corner. Bruce will try to chip it in down low. Didn't get all of it. Puck does dance to his stick. Now he walks in. Walks in on the goaltender. Puck is still loose there in the slot. And the referee's on top of it as the net was dislodged from its moorings.
I'm surprised they would even let it go that long. Are we? Oh, no. Thought we were going to get a penalty for a second, but I'm surprised they even let it go that long, Joe. We had a couple guys right on top of and running basically through the goaltender on that one, so it's kind of interesting to see how they let that go for so long.
42 seconds remaining on the power play for Colorado. 12:15 remaining in our opening period of play. 1-0 Sooners. A Mikko Sorzano power play goal minutes into play. You can see Thomas Jarman wrapped up in down low. He was not happy with the shot he took from Logan Hawgood. Salvato across the ice to Hefter. He'll dance to the boards. A one-timer for Bruce. He'll take a shot through traffic. Goes just wide. A rebound. Another one goes just wide off Hefter's stick. To the boards it goes now to Paulo DeSouza. Salvato will take it over. Couldn't hold the line as he'll play back to Hefter with 20 seconds remaining on the power play. Through the neutral zone come the Buffalo. Salvato will slip it forward. Nitchin will circle back against the boards. Out to Bruce. Bruce will exchange with Nitchin across the ice now to Hefter with 8 seconds on the power play. Hefter will dance around the circle to the corner he goes. Out to Nitchin. We're back to even strength. So the Avalanche, the Buffaloes fall to 0-1 on the night. The shot on net is bouncing off Fernandez in front. It's still loose. It's there in the slot outside of the crease. Hefter will take a shot at it. In front, another one, and Jarman scores!
Just one of those where, I mean, the puck just was totally lost by everybody, basically except for essentially the people up here. It seemed like every player was just shaking their head around trying to locate that puck. Colorado finally able to find it, get a stick on it, and send it home.
Thomas Jarman a goal there, and he was frustrated in the early goings as he took a huge shot against the boards and another one deep in the corner. He'll get the goal there, though, and we're tied at 1 with 11:21 remaining in our first period of play. I'm assuming it's going to be unassisted.
I would have to think. I mean, a lot of guys slapping at it, and that puck basically what happened was it was shot in originally, rebound shot. I think it went off the boards behind, or I'm sorry, a player in front, and then just kind of trickled back out and it fell right on the Jarman stick.
They'll give the assist to Hefter. So Jarman from Hefter, 1-1. Referee will blow his whistle as puck came out of play. But a really good response there for Colorado, an immediate response.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it's nothing to be concerned about if you're the Buffaloes. They have plenty of scorers on their team, a lot of firepower. Not to say Oklahoma doesn't, but Colorado definitely does. And so, there's no reason to panic. It's still the first period. I mean, we haven't even gotten halfway through the first period yet, Joe. So, should be a fun game, though, if we've already got two goals on the board.
Doyle has iced the puck for Colorado, so faceoff will come back into the defensive zone for the Buffs as the Sooners will go off for a change. Make sure to join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. when Colorado will take on the defending national champion Central Oklahoma Broncos. Those teams will also play on Saturday night at 7:30. I think this is the first real big home series for Colorado. Of course, we had Colorado State a few weeks ago, but it was just really a one-game series at home. This is the first real series, a 3-game series in Boulder that is going to mean a lot. And these WCHL conference games are tough. All 7 teams in the WCHL were ranked in the top 25 this week. And if that doesn't tell you enough about how good this conference is, I don't know what will. Up the ice comes a freshman, Chris Doyle. He's got Bradford with him. He sends it to him there. Leaves it for Doyle. He'll slash at it. Gloves it down right in the circle. A nifty play by Doyle. To the corner he goes. Them will now take it for the Sooners, and up the ice come the Red. Them will push off Adams. The puck is lost against the boards. Sit in down low. Matt Adams will chase after it with 10:05 remaining in our opening period of play. Physicality definitely picking up down on ice level. Doyle will chip it forward, trying to advance it to George Gruber. Dumped right back in, though, by the Sooners. The captain, Mick Bruce, will chase after it for Colorado. DeSouza will pick it off from him, though, and boy, he took a seat from Bruce, but a dangerous play. Almost turned over right in front of Champaign. Puck deflected off of Palanchik, so this one will come down the ice. Icing waved off. Bunning will slash at it for the Sooners. Adams will play it off the glass, and into the corner it goes. Gruber on the forecheck. He'll chase Hoggett out of behind the net. Bunting will get a piece of it behind the red line. It will bounce towards Champagne. And even though we got a piece of it, they're still going to call an icing call there. I think the referee missed that one.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma had a very, very, very valid argument on that. They were a couple of players were chirping at the lines judge there, but I agree with them. I think it really looked like Champagne played it from here. Now, granted, we're at an angle and we're raised above the ice, so maybe we don't have the best look, but that really looked like he played it from here. So I'm surprised they called it, and I think they won the argument. It looks like they're moving this puck back to center ice. The officials acknowledged that their mistake may be here, and doing the right thing, resetting this puck at center ice instead of the disadvantage to Oklahoma.
9:23 remaining in our opening period. Tied at 1 from Boulder, Colorado. Some late night hockey. I suggested we call it a pajama party. I was trying to get everyone to wear their pajamas. I was the only one that did it.
I didn't get the message.
Yeah, I decided this morning, and I didn't have enough time.
An internal memo to Joe only.
I'm having my own theme night here.
Hey, nothing wrong with it.
Hefter out to the blue line to Alex Temby. Through some traffic, goes off the side of the net. To the corner it goes. Devin Pilkington in down low, trying to center it in front. Instead, he'll go to the outside of the blue line. A one-touch pass over to Matt Hefter. Hefter will swing it off the boards. Comes around to Lara. And Lara will try to clear the zone, but Bauer will chase him down, and Colorado controls through the neutral zone. Bauer will cross it across for Pilkington, who fakes the shot, drops it in front for Anders. Anders couldn't quite get a hold of it, but Bauer will track it down again. Puck will slip out to the neutral zone. Pilkington will play it back to Temby. Temby will exchange to Hefter with 8:30 remaining in our opening period. Hefter off the boards to Anders. Anders will slide through two players. Shot on net is a good save by Fernandez. Miscommunication as Erickson will run into his own player. Anders on the near side. A good shot. Saved by Fernandez. Loose in front, and the shot from Bauer just off the mark. The referee's whistle will sound, though, and I believe the net was dislodged.
I don't think so.
Maybe not.
They're not going over there to fix it.
Well, there's no penalties on the play. I'm not sure the cause for the whistle then.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
No, there it is. No,
it wasn't that. Okay.
See, you got the eagle eye from the box.
Hey, there you go.
Look at that.
I guess I need to put some glasses on.
You do wear glasses sometimes.
I do. I got my contacts in now.
Derek, a very special night here tonight. It is Veterans Night. Of course, yesterday was Veterans Day. Now tonight we'll have Veterans Night.
Yeah, we didn't have a game, so we decided to give them an extra day here.
Up the ice come Krominga. He'll take a huge slap shot. It hit Champagne in the mask. He lost his helmet. His helmet is off. Referee doesn't notice, though. Champagne playing without a helmet. And finally, the referee was blow his whistle.
The
velocity on that shot took his mask off.
Well, not quite. I think it got him right underneath, and that was one of those where he was just like doing the quick shake the head, trying to readjust the mask without actually touching it, just in case something came his way real fast, and he just shook it right off his head. But yeah, that referee let that go a dangerous amount of time. Actually,
I don't think he noticed. That's
scary. I don't know how you miss it. It literally, Champagne is sitting right in his field of vision because he's looking across the net to see that puck in that opposite corner. And I guess maybe if he's just got that 1,000-yard stare and just looking right through it, maybe he doesn't see it. But every Colorado player calling for that whistle on that just to try to protect their goalie.
Well, Terry Sawchuk was one of the NHL's greatest goaltenders of all time, and he did it mostly without a mask. So Sawchuk can do it. I don't know why Champagne can, right?
Yeah, no excuses anymore now, right?
No excuses. Who needs helmets?
Yeah.
Chipped all the way deep into the corner. Champagne will stick at it and leave it there for Dora. Dora's pass is picked off by Krominga. To the corner it goes. In down low is DeSouza. DeSouza will try to get up the boards. Silvano, though, will send it forward for Colorado. Solorzano will play back to his own slot with 7:15 remaining in the first period of play. Tied at 1 on Thursday night in Boulder. Vuala will take it forward. He'll be wrapped up against the boards by Kardash. Bradford will lay down a big hit to Erickson. Kardash will get a piece of that one as Silvano will play it into his own corner for Bradford. Bradford will look up towards Jarman. He'll hit him there. Jarman will handle around Greenberg and send this one deep. Bradford will chase after it as Fernandez will come out of his net to play it. Left in front now. A shot is blocked in front. And the referee will blow his whistle as the net came dislodged from its mooring again. It's always on that side of the ice, Derek. I don't know if you've it's always that net. It's never the other one.
Just about to say that. I was like, we need to look at something down there. Something's not right because I don't think I've ever seen the net here on the opposite end come dislodged
I haven't.
this season yet. So I don't know what's going on, but I do know one thing, Joe. We're interactive.
We are interactive. Put up the graphic, Derek.
I am. I'm working on it.
Boom. Make sure to
ahead.
tweet at us on Twitter. Look at that great graphic that was made in Derek's apartment last week.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago?
I don't even
Doesn't
know.
matter.
It just blends together at this point.
If you have any tweets you'd like to send to us, any questions, comments, shout-outs, criticism, songs, whatever. Also, we would love tonight if you could tweet us any special shout-outs to family members or friends of the military. We'd love to recognize them tonight during our broadcast. You can look at the subtlety, the detail on that scorebook. There's camouflage on the scorebook because it's military appreciation.
Only thing we didn't think of, Joe, is maybe they can't actually see it.
Oh, because it's camouflage.
Blend it in, yeah.
Oh.
There's that joke. Got that one out of the way.
Last year, the University of Colorado wore military camo jerseys, the traditional camo hockey jerseys, and the problem was the numbers were also camouflaged, so we didn't know who was who. The only way I could tell the difference between players was what brand their helmet was, and that was hard to do from way up here. And actually, coincidentally enough, they actually had their military game against Oklahoma last year in a losing effort.
I remember the game, but I was so busy with the jerseys were being auctioned off after the game last year. I was so busy trying to run the scoreboards here because I wasn't broadcasting with you last year. I was doing more operation stuff. I was so busy trying to run the scoreboards, the game, make sure everybody had what they needed, and that auction. That was just an added wrinkle that night. I was running around. I was sweating by the end of the night.
I think Oklahoma won that game 4-2, and Colorado actually jumped out 2-0 early in that one, and they just fell apart in the second and third period. Matt Hefter will skate back into his own zone. 5:47 remaining in our opening period of play. A 1-1 hockey game. Fun back-and-forth action on a late Thursday night. Hefter from his own corner will glance down the ice. He'll hit Temby on the fly. Temby will exchange with Gruber through the neutral zone. Leaves it for Polanchik. The former Sooner will break through a few defensemen. Into the corner he goes. Around the boards. Chasing after it. It'll be Evan DeCassell. Give it up back to Dale Cassell. And he'll be dragged down, and that'll be a penalty against Colorado, so it'll be another power play for the Sooners. So right back on the power play again for the Sooners, their second of the period. They are 1 for 1 on the night.
See if Colorado made some changes from that last time.
Well, I didn't even know what changes you would make. I mean, it was such a quick goal.
Yeah, you got a good point. I think what they might look at doing is just making sure they don't let anything happen right off the face-off, staying home, playing good position defense for the first wave here, this first attack, get set in what they want to be in, and then from there attack out, which is what Colorado's really done this year, which is what they actually have already started to do in this power play, and really defend it.
Solorzano will go back and forth with Miller. Solorzano had the first power play goal in the opening minutes of play. It'll come to Miller, the defenseman. He'll touch it across the ice. It's DeSalza against the boards. Back and forth with Miller. He'll go. A minute 35 remaining on the power play. In down low is Solorzano. He'll try to center one in front. It's loose on the backside. Oh, and a save there by Alex Temby. Temby was standing right on the left side of the net, which was wide open. And he got just enough of that one to set it to the corner. Otherwise, it would have been 2-1 Sooners.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, Joe.
Temby will enter the stat sheet with the save. Give it to him. Barrow will gather that one and send it all the way down the ice. A minute and 9 seconds remaining on the power play. 4:22 remaining in the period.
This is a lot more like the Colorado penalty kill that we've seen this year so far. Very aggressive, almost at times attacking, actually, and trying to get it almost a shorthanded goal, it seems.
Lazarick will send it through some traffic, deflected off of a body. Sooners will remain control. Miller will take it from the outside. Pushing and shoving going on in front of the net between Kardash and Vualu. Meanwhile, on the far side, it's Bem. Bem goes to the corner with 36 seconds remaining on the power play. Dorr will wrap him up down low. The two forwards will scrape at it as now Eric Kardash will try to scoop it out from behind. He does a good job there to do that. Kardash, actually, both of his parents visiting from Canada in attendance here tonight. Down the ice comes Lazarick. He'll be met up alongside Jake Bauer. Bauer will do just enough to frustrate him in the corner. And Anders will chase into the corner again. 9 seconds remaining on the power play. This one will be sent through the neutral zone, just got a piece of Lara's stick, so no icing. And Bruce will backhand it down the length of the ice as the penalty will expire to Gruber, and we're back to even strength. 3:10 remaining in the first period. 1-1 hockey game. Erickson came over the line offside, so that'll draw a referee's whistle, and a face-off will come to the neutral zone. And you can see the graphic on the lower third of your screen. Do you have a special shout-out for a member of the Armed Forces? Send it to me on Twitter. We'd love to put it out. If you send us a picture of them as well, maybe we would love to make that the tweet of the game.
Yeah, we can maybe get some of those up on the screen and
send your tweets in on the Twitter. We should make an email address too, because I realize some people don't do Twitter.
Well, yeah, but then this is an extra thing to check during the game.
It's all right. We'll figure it out. We'll have a production meeting.
We'll hire somebody.
Nitchin in down in the trenches. And the puck will be covered up there by Fernandez. Face-off will stay here in the zone. 2:40 remaining in the first period of play. And Derek, I don't know about you, but it seems like, it's a 50-50 game right now.
Yep, it seems like Colorado, at times they've seemed like they're playing to a game plan. At other times it seems like they're just winging it. And that's never a good strategy. That a lot of times, especially against a high-powered team like Oklahoma, that'll come back to bite you. But Oklahoma seems like they've had a pretty consistent game plan so far. At times gotten a little wild, but yeah, it's right now, I think it's going to be whoever really gets set, gets those next. It seems like you're going to need 2 goals, I guess is what I'm saying here, to win this game, because you never know what's going to happen. So far it's been a little crazy. So if you can get that 2-goal cushion in this game, it's not necessarily safe, but it's probably the only way you're going to have a really, really safe shot at winning this game.
2 minutes remaining in the period. Pass up the ice from Wigton to Bradford. Puck will slide through the slot to Solorzano. He'll get it out to center ice. Tilka will grab it. Into the zone he comes. Sends one on net in the stomach of Champagne, who will hang on for the save.
I don't think Bradford knew that Jarman was coming down the far boards on that last little run down the ice. He took that pass right at the blue line. It sort of worked for him for a second, but Jarman was streaking down those far boards, and there wasn't a defender within 10 feet of him. He could have walked right in, so missed opportunity there for the Buffaloes.
Tempe will sled it down the ice. Doyle will chase after it. Puck will be caught up against the boards and dance to Lazarick. Given up, though, to Doyle. Doyle out to the point to Tempe. Tempe will take a shot. It goes off the side of the net, and in the corner it goes. The defenseman Hefter in down low. Doyle will take a spot at the blue line as the puck will bounce free off the side of Fernandez. Them will take it, though, and up the ice come the Sooners. Hoggood will try to chip it. Doyle will grab it for Colorado. 1:17 remaining. Hefter will handle around a defenseman, and up the ice he goes. Chipped it to the corner. He'll go after it himself, and first one to the puck. Greenberg will set him up against the boards. Tilko will grab it and fly it up the ice, and I actually think that one got a piece of the Oklahoma bench, so that one out of play, and the faceoff should be in the neutral zone on the Sooner defensive half with a minute remaining in the first period of play.
Looks like they're going to take it all the way back into the zone there, Joe.
Oh, that's all right. That's the way it goes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Coleman out there with Gruber. Those two actually played a little bit together last year on the line, and they're a fast pair. They're not the biggest guys on the ice, but boy, they're fast. A high-energy line. Solorzano will play it off the board to Krominga. Erickson will backhand it in weakly on net, and Champagne will have no option but to cover it up and hang on for the faceoff. .41 seconds remaining in the first period of play. Tied at 1. Power play goal in the opening minutes for the Sooners. And Thomas Jarman, an even strength goal. A few minutes later, Solorzano, a big shot off the faceoff and a glove save by Champagne. Reaching the mid out there and picking that one out of the sky.
Yep.
37.4 seconds remaining in the period. Coleman will chip it past the defender. He'll head up the ice alongside Elliot Palanchik. Coleman trying to get it to Palanchik, just behind Elliot. It'll bounce to Kardash. Kardash will exchange with Dora with 22 seconds remaining in the period. Played up the ice. Miller will grab it, sends it off the boards. Deflects off the referee and George Gruber. Loved out of the air by Solorzano. Polanchik, though, will take it away from him. 10 seconds remaining in the period. Kardash will hurry through the neutral zone. He'll wrap it into the corner. Miller will come after it for the Sooners, and he'll send it all the way down the length of the ice. His time will expire in our first period of play. A 1-1 hockey game. Solid first period of play. I mean, you take away the first 3 minutes of play for Colorado, and they're playing a really good game.
Yeah, it's they seem to be settling back in, especially here at home. That is, I'm sure, helping them. But it seems like they're kind of getting more comfortable again and getting back into their game and playing more solid hockey here, especially the second part of that first period.
Alongside Derek Michelson, I'm Joe Paris. After one period of play, we're tied at 1. Don't go anywhere. Second period of hockey coming up in 15 minutes. Again, we want to thank our veterans watching here tonight. We know yesterday was Veterans Day. Tonight, Military Appreciation Night. Tonight's game in a tribute to all of those who have served our great country. We're going to step aside, but we'll be back in 15 minutes for the second period of play. You're tuned to Colorado Hockey, sponsored by Radio 1190. KBC Boulder, don't go anywhere. 1-1 after 1. Welcome back to Boulder, Colorado. Second period action. Getting to start to face off here in beautiful Boulder, Colorado. Late night action. It's almost 10 p.m. local time, Derek. I'm usually in bed an hour ago.
I am usually in bed about 3 hours from now, so I still got plenty of energy.
Aren't you a hard worker?
I am.
You know what I'll say? I've been taking a survey during the intermission, taking a look across the rink. I think assistant coach Justin Slavin looks the sleepiest out of anyone out there. I'm looking across the ice and looks like Justin, he's tired. So does the equipment manager, Dakota. Dakota doesn't look too energized either. Again, this is the latest start time in University of Colorado history. Making history tonight. Thank you for being part of history. One after one. Derek, your thoughts after one?
I think I was kind of saying it there at the end of the first period, but I think both teams just trying to, especially Colorado, but really both teams, honestly, after thinking about it, we're just trying to settle in that first period and get their feet under them, get ready to go for the weekend, and Colorado was able to do that, and Oklahoma also had that goal, but Colorado looking a little more comfortable there at the end of that first period, and other than that, it was a pretty even period, Joe. I went down and looked at the official score stats, and both teams had 9 shots. Each goalie made 8 saves, obviously, with the 1-1 tie that we got right now. And other than that, I mean, yeah, just even so far.
Teams will swap sides of the ice per tradition in hockey. That tradition actually goes back hundreds of years to when the game was actually played on the outdoor surface. The reason why they would switch ends of the ice is so that the sun was in one team's eye in one, and then the next period would be in the other team's eye. The team that would live closest to the rink, though, got to decide what side they were on and for how many periods. Today, though, it's just a formality as the game is played mostly inside. 19:09 remaining here in the second period of play. We're tied at 1. Scoring summary from that first period of play. Nico Solorzano, a power play goal in the opening minutes for the Sooners. And about 10 minutes later, Thomas Jarman would answer for Colorado. We're tied at 1. Adams will receive the face-off. He'll bounce it off the boards behind Champagne to Mick Bruce. Adams will look back up the ice and chip it forward. It'll bounce between Erickson and come to the stick of Tilka. Skating back with it is Cabana. Cabana will exchange to the corner. Patrick Grace. Turned over, though. John Nitcher will play over to Thomas Jarman again. Back the other way come the Sooners. Erickson will have it go off his skate. And Mick Bruce led him and up to the boards. Wow, what a collision. Erickson will play the puck to himself off his skate, throw it on net. Champagne makes a save. It slides past him and almost trickled in. Boy, that was dangerous. And the Buffaloes will ice the puck. Yikes, that was a close call.
I didn't see it, Joe. I was looking away, writing down some notes, but based on your call, it sounded dangerous.
It hit Champagne, and I think he thought he had it, and it just slid to his right and didn't find the back of the net, so no harm done. To Hawgood from the point, he'll send it in deep to DeSouza. In front of the net, going to work is Chance Bunning. Takes a shot from Adams in behind. Adams will play it as a flying elbow will come from Aaron Lara. 18:05 remaining in our second period of play. Thanks for joining us Thursday Night Live in Boulder, Colorado. Jarman wrapped up against the board with Tyler Lazarick. Lazarick will come out of the pile with it. He'll play it in down low. Bunning takes some contact from Mick Bruce. Puck will trickle away. Nitch will take it over. It'll be flipped all the way up the ice. Waiting for it is Jarman. Jarman in front of the play. Has one man to beat. Can't handle around Lazarick as he's pushed to the boards. Sound defensive play there by Tyler Lazarick. It was him and Jarman and the goaltender. Could have been dangerous.
Tell you what, Lazarick read that scouting report and he memorized it on Jarman. That's 2 or 3 times tonight that those two have gone head-to-head, one-on-one with each other. Lazarick has just, I mean, it's not even close. He has dominated all 3 of those times that those two have gone head-to-head against each other.
Del Casale will have it taken away by George Gruber to the corner it goes. Dorr will backhand it around. Bruce will send it back to Dorr, who finds Coleman along the boards. Coleman now to Gruber, and Gruber will take it through neutral ice. Alongside him is Elliot Polanchik. Gruber will fan on the shot, but finesse it over to Polanchik, who centers one in front. Blocked, though. Out to Dora. Through some traffic. Kicked away. Back to Coleman. He'll take a shot. Blocked again in front. The shot blockers doing their job for the Sooners. Bradford will come in from the bench. He'll take a shoulder from Solorzano. Coleman digs it out of the corner. Pitched out to the blue line. Kardash will glove it down. Sends it through some traffic to the opposite side. Bradford will spin out of control. Puck will dance over to the circle. Set against the boards again. This time it's Evan DeCasale. DeCasale will get through the neutral zone, but Wigton will pick his pocket and play it back to Kardash. Kardash will wheel away. Bad change for the Sooners. It'll be a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Kardash from the circle sends one on in, and a kick save by Fernandez. Big check from Bradford. Tilka, though, will leave it through the center zone. Bem chased down from Doyle. Champagne will play it to the corner, back to Doyle. Doyle will leave it there for Kardash. Kardash will look up the ice. Had his eye on Bauer, just couldn't quite get it to him. Bounced off the boards. Play getting a little bit sloppy and a little bit liberal out there, I'd say. Would make sense, liberal hockey in Boulder.
Yeah. Didn't even think about that until you brought it up just there, but that does make sense.
After he'll send it in, Fernandez will come out of his net to play it. He'll leave it there in the corner for Cabana. 15:28 remaining in our second period of play. Knotted at 1. 2 first period goals, 1 aside. I know, Derek, you were keeping some shots on goal tallies. Do you have the official total for that first period?
Yes. So from the official scores desk, the total on that was each team actually had 9 shots. So both goalies making 8 saves. So far, there's another one, but so far, I only honestly have, now I might have missed 1 or 2 looking down or something, but so far I only have 1 shot each team this period, both saved.
Into the corner. Tempe will go after it. To be met along the boards by Joe Vualu. Anders will pick it up. The center iceman, though, will give it away. It'll be picked up by Vualu again. He dekes in, and he just misses on the outside. Champagne played the angle perfectly. Up the ice comes Colorado. It's Pilkington alongside Tempe and Bauer. To Bauer it goes, now to Anders. Anders will stop at the circle. Dances away from him. Erickson's going to be able to lead the rush. He'll have a 2-on-2. Erickson will stop along the boards at the circle, and he'll wait up for the play to catch up. Vualu will leave it to the corner. Now to Krominga. Krominga looking to get it out to the point. Taken away from him. Through the slot it comes again. Erickson a shot. And a save by Champagne.
I mean, you want to talk about the opportunity of all opportunities there for Oklahoma when they picked that pass off as Colorado was trying to clear the zone and head the other way. I mean, just walking right in. Had he not, it's going to go down as a save for Champagne because had he not been there, it would have kind of rolled into the net. But, I mean, had Oklahoma gotten a stick on that and not fanned on that attempt of a shot, that could have been really, really dangerous. So Colorado getting lucky. That's a couple times tonight they've been lucky on those what should have been probably goals.
Puck goes down into the corner. Mitchell will try to go after it. He's slashed at by a couple of Sooners. Sent around the boards to the far side to Sorzano. Sorzano will leave it there in behind. It's Lara. Lara will cycle it in behind again. Centering it in front. Casal was waiting there for it. Just went right past his stick. 13:33 remaining in the period. Miller from his own corner will send it up the ice. Caught through the neutral zone before it goes through the legs of Lara. Del Casale will come after it, but an icing call will signal the end of the play. These late night games are really tough to play because it really throws the schedule off for everyone. And when you have, I'd say 90% of the games at 7:30 p.m. local time, you have a very set routine.
Yeah, and it's not just as a routine in terms of okay, this is what I do for pregame, things like that. I mean, it really is the whole day. These guys, they wake up on game days. Hockey, ow, that looked like that might have hurt there. But hockey players just kind of known to be, probably baseball is the most superstitious, but I know a lot of hockey players that have a lot of superstitions as well. And so
creatures of habit.
Yeah, you wake up, you put the left sock on before the right or whatever the case may be, but each minute this game starts later than it typically would. That throws that routine off because you have to start the routine later, you have to add stuff to it, and it's just a goofy day. And even more so.
Now to Gruber. Gruber takes a shot and a save by Fernandez.
As I was saying there, now that we got a second here, but even more so with the early start time tomorrow, real short turnaround.
And a save by Champagne. He'll hang on for the faceoff behind the play. Looks like Michael Bem ran a Buffalo deep into the corner. I can't tell who it is from here, but should be all right. I will say Aaron Lara got ran over by David Coleman, and I'll say lucky for Lara that Coleman's definitely the smallest guy on the ice tonight. Because I'll tell you, if it was a bigger guy, Lara's head might have been dislodged.
Yeah, well, and Coleman's knees went right into the center of his face mask. And so that could have been a lot more dangerous than it was. My favorite part was Coleman, just a feisty, fiery guy, hops up and checks the next Oklahoma player he sees but doesn't do any damage. And at seconds later, they gave each other a nice little pat on the back and said, hey, let's not fight here. Let's not drop. Let's just keep playing. But that was my favorite part of that entire sequence was Coleman just popping up and just going right back at it no matter what happened.
It's like the Tasmanian devil. It's just onto the next structure.
Yep.
That's all he sees.
Trying to move through it.
Erickson had it caught in between his legs. It'll be the Tasmanian devil. David Coleman looking on from the bench, yelling something. I couldn't tell what he was saying as Chris Doyle gets wrapped up in front of his own bench. They receive a long ice pass. It'll be poked away, though, by Joe Vualu. Back and forth from Lazaric, trying to hit Erickson on the fly. Kardash tries to go across the ice. Vualu, though, will pick it off. Wigton will take it from him. Here comes Andrew Bradford. Bradford tries to handle around the defender. Glove down, though, by Lazaric again. Doyle back to Bradford. Bradford looking for a pass. Muscling his way close to the crease. Leaves it for Doyle. Takes a shot off the near side and a save by Fernandez. Bounces in front. Wigton couldn't just finish it. Tempe through some traffic. Deflected to the corner again. Boy, Rich Wigton snake bitten on that play.
Oh, rough. Oh, almost a really, really rough change. It looks like the puck went out anyway, but almost a super unfortunate change for Colorado. They had a guy right at the blue line, right where that puck was headed. He didn't realize that puck was kind of chasing him off the ice there. And, had Colorado not been able to jump on the ice in time, I didn't see who came actually over the bench, but had they not jumped on in time, that puck would have cleared. And Oklahoma, they had a guy chasing, so it wouldn't have necessarily turned into a breakaway the other way. But at the same time, it's one of those things where you don't want to have those guys have to clear the zone, and because that a lot of times will lead to a turnover in the neutral zone as teams try to regroup and reset. And Colorado just trying to keep as many chances as they can get right now.
A really big weekend for Colorado hockey after going 0-3 in North Dakota. They know they want to pick up, if not at least 2 of 3, 3 of 3 this weekend. And both of these teams ranked in the top 10. And last year, I said on the broadcast a few times that the WCHL is the SEC of the ACHA.
That's a lot of acronyms. Too many letters.
A lot of letters. Koki did through some trafficals, slide one through, and a save by Fernandez. But I'll be honest, I'm not trying to give college football commentary, but the SEC, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot I could say on that subject. So it just depends on how much you want to get into it, but
Not during a hockey. We'll talk during the intermission if you want.
But I agree. I think the SEC it's not as well.
It's a good conference.
It is. So I kind of disagree with your statement in one way because it's not the same typical two just uber dominant teams, but the SEC is still very
But everyone's
deep.
good in the SEC.
Exactly.
Over the line come the Sooners. They got a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Play to the corner it goes. Left in front. Shot saved by Champagne. Michael Ben was wide open in the slot. Play continues. Hoggett will take a shot through some traffic. Still free. Poked out in front. Puck is free behind the net again. And rescued away by Colorado. Devin Pilkington got that one out of there just in the nick of time. But back to the conversation about this league. Tilka will center one in front. Erickson through some traffic again. It will bounce down, and Barrow will try to clear the zone. Kept in, though, by Hoggett at the blue line. And the Sooners will go off for a change, giving Colorado a second to breathe. The Sooners come in at number 4 in the top 25 this week. In Central Oklahoma, who Colorado will play tomorrow and the next day, coming at number 7. The Buffs come in at number 8. So, I mean, a lot of movement could potentially come out of this weekend, depending on who wins what.
Yeah, and like I said at the top of our broadcast here, I think right before the first period started, or maybe in the first minute or two of that first period, this weekend is really kind of a prove to everybody why Colorado should still be in the conversation, a top 10 team. So, you know, if the worst were to happen and Colorado drops all 3 this weekend, I think a lot of people might start to question this team because there's been games where, I mean, on paper, it's not a matchup. It's really not. But Colorado will struggle. I mean, the one that comes to mind is really Colorado's only home loss, and that's to Arkansas. I mean, that's the first one that comes to your head because, you know, just being here and at home ice and a game we didn't call, but we were here watching. On paper, Colorado that game shouldn't have technically been close. But, you know, you can't just take wins for granted. And so, you know, I'm sure there's skeptics out there wondering if this Colorado team is for real. And so this weekend is a big resume builder for them.
Buffaloes are swarming in the Oklahoma zone. To the corner to Salvato. Salvato will cycle it to the corner. Instead, now he looks to Adams, and then he goes to the far side of the ice for Mick Bruce. Through some traffic in front. Nitchin couldn't quite pull the trigger. Loose twig out there. Erickson will take it for the Sooners. He'll come across to Jordan Greenberg. Shot saved by Champagne. Bounces down in front, and he'll dive on top of it. You know, I'll tell you what. Mick Bruce is looking, I mean, he's looking for a check here tonight. He is all over the place. He is flying.
Yeah.
He's looking to hit anything and everything. If it's red, he's going after it.
So you're saying he's a bull?
The bull. Mick the Bull Bruce.
Yeah, there you go.
The bull hammer.
Bull hammer. I like that.
From the outside, a shot is steered away by Champagne. To the corner it goes to Tilka. Through the slot, the puck will trickle in down low. Kardash will rescue it. Tries to spin it to the corner, but he's wrapped up along the boards with Tilka. Kardash will come out from behind his own net with the puck with 8:02 remaining here in our second period. It's David Coleman who will leave it for Gruber. Gruber will handle through. A shot goes high from Elliot Palanchik. Good opportunity there from Palanchik, though. It turned something out of nothing, rather. Kardash will absorb some contact. He'll take a secondary hit, but stays with the puck. Slips through now to Coleman. Played against the boards, narrowly avoiding backup goaltender Andrew Lux on the bench. Puck was shot. It was up in the gear of...
Yeah, nobody saw it.
It was in the gear of Greenberg for a full, second. That was odd.
Yeah, everybody was just looking at each other, trying to figure out what happened. But, you know, Joe, one thing I wanted to bring up is I kind of expected a little bit more from Palanchik tonight. And so far I haven't seen it. Now, I don't know if maybe he's trying to overthink things. I mean, it's not to say that he's been invisible or by any stretch of the imagination, but, you know, you face your former team, even if you left on good terms, it's one of those things where you just want to still, prove to them that you got it. You know, you could still play, you're still good. And, you know, it's one of those things where it's almost like an in-state rivalry type game. You just want to prove it. And so maybe he's overthinking things tonight in that regard, just trying to do too much. But I haven't really seen that either. So I'm just curious what's going on because I expected him to be maybe a little more, even if it's just not necessarily dazzling plays, but even just more aggressive. And I haven't quite seen it yet. So I'm just I'm curious why that is.
Under 7 minutes to go in the second period. Still knotted at 1. Matt Hufter will lead the rush for Colorado. He'll flip it into the corner. Wigton will take a big shoulder from Lazarick down low. Across the ice it comes again. Played forward by Lara. I'll tell you what, though, Elliot Palanchik, one of the toughest kids out there tonight.
Yeah.
And last year when Colorado traveled to go play the Sooners, and I believe it was the first time that Elliot had played in Oklahoma since leaving the program, boy, they went after number 18 quickly. And Elliot actually was out of the game because he had a bad hand injury that actually helped stitch him up on the bench. But, I mean, the heart of that kid, he did not want to leave that game.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. You know, it's not like they have to be the best player on the ice by any means, but you expect them that fire and that want to be out there and to get that goal or to the big hit, whatever. You just expect to see that stuff, and so far you just haven't seen it. So I don't know. Maybe he got all that energy out in that game, I guess. But
well, I think he looks pretty good here tonight. But I don't think anyone looks great. You know, I think everyone's playing good hockey. I mean, you're waiting for someone to really elevate it to that next level. You saw it a little bit in the first period of play. It's been very good back and forth hockey. I'm not calling anyone out. I think everyone played really solid. Yeah. But you're waiting for that guy to step up. I mean, again, we talked about it. These late night games like this, it just feels odd.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like, the Twilight Zone. Huge check down low from Bauer. He'll run Erickson into the boards. Puck comes to Anders. He'll touch it over to Adams. Adams through some traffic. Saved by Fernandez. Lane Erickson will take it. Send it out to center ice. Anders will chase after it. He'll look across to Mick Bruce. Hits him with a cross ice pass. Bruce to his defensive partner, Matt Adams. One more through traffic. Here's Matt Anders. Anders beats through the defenseman. Shot on net. Saved by Hernandez to the corner. Jake Bauer definitely stepping up physically the last two shifts. Taking a page out of Mick Bruce's playbook. Erickson will send it all the way down the length of the ice. Sooners have iced the puck. Faceoff will come back into the Colorado offensive zone. 5:14 remaining in our scoreless second period. Tied at 1. Both teams have had some good chances, nothing great.
Yeah.
This has been a fun game, though. Really fast.
It has been. I'm expecting to start seeing a lot more calls, to be honest. I think so far, we only have the one official and the two-line judge on the ice tonight, and typically you'll have two officials on the ice. And so I think they've let a lot go, maybe just because they haven't seen it, or maybe they just want to see how the game progresses. But
I think they're trying to let him play.
I think as we start to get a little later, you're starting to see some of that physicality pick up because there's only 3 stripes on the ice. I think that they're going to start, especially once this third period starts here, kind of forecasting, looking out a little bit. I think they're really going to start calling this game super, super tight, which I think in a way right now favors Oklahoma because so far from what I've seen, they've played pretty conservative. They haven't really taken too many liberties. And so Colorado gets a lot of penalties. So I think that could, and with Oklahoma having the power play goal, I think that could come back to bite Colorado if they try to play too aggressive here.
4:38 remaining in the second period of play. Faceoff will stay here in the zone. Nitch and Silvato and Charm on the forwards. Dora and Kardash the defenseman for Colorado. Deep into the corner, Miller will shove up against Jarman. Jarman, who has the lone Colorado goal here tonight. Up the ice, though, comes the Sooners. A 2-on-1 is developed. Stopped in the slot as it was played through. Jordan Greenberg was waiting for it on the doorstep. Just passed through the slot. Miller against the boards will try to handle it around Dora. Taken away, though, by Nitchin. John Nitchin will play it off the board. Tries to handle around Greenberg. Greenberg, though, will do a good job to play back out to center. Against the near side, puck is wrapped up in between John Dora and Derek Tilka. Comes free. Now to Bem. Shot on net goes high and into the glass. Coleman will chip it against the glass. Miller will glove it down and send it right back into the zone. Champagne will slide to leave it there for Kardash. Kardash will wait before taking a pass over to Coleman. Beats the defender out of his shoes. Coleman will take some contact there as the puck will be held up against the blue line. Forward it goes. Palanchik will chase after it. He'll cycle off into the corner. Chips it in front. A really good play. Yep. There's nobody home. That's the creativity you're looking for.
Yeah, it was. Saw a little flash there. Trying to see what else he does maybe on this shift as this game starts to get into that pressure cooker third period, tied 1-1.
That puck narrowly avoiding linesman Sterling Archer on the near side. DeSalza will flip it into the corner. Champagne will try to stick at it. Instead of let Temby go after it. 3:10 remaining in the second period. As soon as I say this, everything will change, but this has been a penalty-free period.
Yeah.
Dorr from the neutral zone will send that one in deep. He'll go off for a change. On comes Matt Hefter. Palanchik deep in the corner. He'll sling it over to Gruber. Gruber will be pushed off the puck. He's got Temby waiting for it in the slot. No one home. Hefter from the blue line will chip it to Palanchik. He'll send it in deep again. Elliott will go off for a change, as will David Coleman. New line on for Colorado. Doyle out there alongside Bradford and Wigton. Hefter in the corner. Slides away from Bunning. Now to Wigton. Wigton gaining some speed through the neutral zone. He's got Bradford. He leaves it for him there. Bradford trying to leave it again for Hefter. Hefter will gather from the blue line through some traffic. Hits a defenseman in front. Flipped straight up in the air. Hefter slides at it. Doyle kicks at it. DeSalza, though, will push it into the corner, and he'll go off for a change. Wigton with 2:09 remaining in the period will leave it in behind for Matt Hefter. Second-year defenseman out of Niwot, Colorado. It's a Niwot. Plays it deep into the corner. Patrick Grace will go after it. He'll meet up alongside Andrew Bradford. Those two did battle back in the WSHL days. Bradford played for the El Paso Rhinos. Zone again. Buala will stick at it and slot it in. Sooners will change. Colorado with a little bit of time and space with 1:30 remaining in the second period. Hefter will wait up behind his own net, surveying the scene. Looks for a long ice pass from Matt Anders, who was just jumping on to play. Picked off, though, and brought the other way by Cabana. Cabana sends to the corner. Hefter will step back. Takes the puck with him. Trying to slot it to Anders. Anders had his head turned. Brock back into the zone by Bem. Bem will be chased down by, I believe that's Andrew Bradford against the boards. No correction, that was Chris Doyle. In front, Bem, a shot, and a save by Champagne. He looked behind him, which usually spells trouble for a goaltender, but that time, Champagne was on top of it. Anytime you see a goalie look back, it's not good news.
Yeah, I was over here breathing a sigh of relief here. Saw that quick whip of the head, and like you said, that's usually a sign of I don't know where it is, and goalie's sitting there kind of praying it's not behind him over that red line.
1 minute remaining in the second period. Puck will come all the way down the ice. Icing called off on the deflection. Sorzano, who has a lone goal for the Sooners, will play it against the boards. Out to Erickson it goes. Over the line comes DeSalza. He'll send one on net, and Champagne will make the save. DeSalza and Bruce having conversation after the play. 42.6 seconds remaining in the second period. Of the crowd that was here in the first period, I'd say 95% stayed.
Yeah, and I think I actually saw more leave, but we also saw some newcomers here, some faces I didn't see in that first period. So
good crowd here after 10 o'clock. Nick Bruce will glove it down his own zone. 25 seconds remaining in the period. Dangles around a defender. Through the neutral zone it goes. Pilkington will chase after it as Miller will send it out to center ice for Tilka. Exchange with Sorzano. Sorzano will send it in deep. Champagne thought about playing it. Instead he'll let Bruce play it. Tilka will grab it against the side. Plays it off of Anders' leg. Back to the corner it goes again. Bauer looks up the ice here. 2 seconds remaining. He'll send one on net into the glove of Hunter Fernandez, and that'll be the end of 2 periods of play. No scoring in that second period of play, so we're still tied at 1. This one turned into a goaltending battle.
It did a little bit, yeah. Even counting that kind of gimme save there, that last shot with 2 seconds left on in the period there. Oklahoma statistically, at least by my count, and granted mine's not official, but by my count, Oklahoma statistically winning that period, getting 12 shots on net compared to Colorado's 8. So not too much of an advantage one way or the other, but those shots start to build up. And Champagne is a great goalie. He always plays with a lot of passion and energy, But at the same time, when you're having to make more saves than the other guy, it kind of wears you out mentally. So it'll be important for him to stay focused here in this third period coming up.
You're tuning to Colorado Hockey, sponsored by Radio 1190. Don't go anywhere. Third period of action coming up in 15 minutes. Alongside Derek Michelson, I'm Joe Paris. Tied at 1 after 2. We'll be back for the third period after this. Welcome back to Boulder, Colorado. Second period over. Now it's time for the third. We're still tied at 1. Oh, yeah, I got to do that. Okay. Derek, your thoughts on that first period of play? Or second period of play, rather.
Second period of play, yeah. So, I thought both teams did pretty well. Ice opened up a little bit more. Both teams got more shots on goal. We kind of expected that, though. The first period, we saw them look a little tight, shaking some of the cobwebs off there. But second period, they opened it up more, got some better looks, and see what they come up with here.
Shot on net, saved by Fernandez to the corner. Actually, during the intermission, I had time to catch up with. Oh, what a goal for Colorado! It jumped over. You talk about getting a bounce. Wow! I don't know how that happened, but the Ice Crew's going to get a +1 assist on that one. The puck danced through some traffic, and it took a wicked hop over the pad of Fernandez, and it's 2-1 Colorado. I have never seen that. Looks like the puck came to life.
I'm going to have to go back and take a look at that because I wasn't paying attention. I was jotting down a note or two and look up, and all of a sudden I hear the goal song and hear you describing it.
Alex Temby will get the goal. Assist from Jake Bauer. Second assist, the Ice Crew. Here comes John Nitchin. He's taken down from behind, and Colorado's going to get a power play. So just like that, Colorado gets a goal, and now they're going to have their second power play of the night.
You want to talk about fast starts? I don't know if you can get a fast start much faster than what we've got here already in this third period.
I mean, just underway, 18:55 remaining in our third period. A lot of hockey to be played. Joe Vualu will go to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. So the Buffs will go on the power play. 0 for 1 tonight. The same group that drew the penalty will stay out there for the power play. Nitchin will win the draw out to Bruce. Bruce will walk the line, fires one through some traffic. It goes just wide. Silvato will play with it down to the circle. Comes to Jarman, and Jarman will get it out to Bruce. Bruce back to Jarman. Jarman lines up a shot. It goes just outside the post. After have the puck come to him along the boards. He'll keep it in narrowly at the blue line before it'll bounce forward to Greenberg, and he'll clear the zone. So 1:35 remaining here on the power play. 18:26 remaining here in our third period of play. Buffs lead 2-1, and Alex Temby goal. I mean, it was a weird one, but it counts. Doesn't matter really how the puck gets over the line, as long as it does. For the most part, there's some things you can't do, obviously. Anyways, Mick Bruce will play it over to R.J. Silvato. Silvato will skate back into his own zone. He'll take a shoulder from Tilka. Tilka will grab it into the corner. Wrapped up with Hefter. Silvato will try to get it free. Tilka does a good job, though, to tie it up in down low. Hefter and Silvato go down. Centered in front. Kreminga trying to pull the trigger. Taken away, though, by Mick Bruce. The veteran defenseman will chip it forward to Jarman. Jarman into the corner will send it off the side of the net. 46 seconds remain on the power play for Colorado. And the Sooners will send it down the length of the ice. Champagne will leave it for Temby. Temby will navigate through some traffic before leaving it for Matt Anders. Anders gathers a head of steam as he brings it into the zone. Shakes and bakes. Tries to slide it past the goaltender just on the outside. In deep, Cabana will tie up alongside Jake Bauer. Luke Carter out there on the power play will cycle it in behind for Bauer. Bauer will push it forward to Anders with 15 seconds remaining on the power play. Referee will blow his whistle and he'll call a hand pass on Jake Bauer. Bauer trying to explain to the referee that it's not what happened, but well, the call's already been made.
Yep. And to me, that's an indication of kind of what I was talking about towards the end of that second period. You're going to see a lot of quick whistles, I think, here in the third, because I don't think these three officials want this game to get out of hand since they're a little shorthanded on the ice themselves tonight. And I think they're going to want to see a clean third period, as clean as you can get. Couldn't have gotten clean in the second period. We had no penalties, but yeah, we'll see how they continue to call this. Something to keep an eye on.
Back to even strength. Colorado falls to 0 for 2 on the night. Alex Temby, though, makes it 2-1. I mean, that was seriously such an odd goal. I know you miss it, Derek, but it just bounced over the goaltender like a bouncy ball.
Well, and so kind of inside scoop in a way here that a lot of people aren't seeing because we throw up those full screen cover graphics at intermissions. The ice crew has been working diligently tonight, spraying down the crease areas, trying to keep any holes or anything like that from forming. This ice rink is as nice as it is and as gorgeous of a facility as it is. Something that the university itself has struggled with in terms of the actual ice for a couple of years now. So they've been working really diligently in between periods, trying to keep everything fair. Great save by Champagne there as I'm talking. But, so I don't know if maybe that was something they were trying to fix and didn't get done with it, and that was the result or what. But, yeah, it's been an interesting night so far.
Played off the leg of Coleman into the zone. It'll go. Chasing after it will be Tilka. He'll send it back out to center ice. George Gruber, the 7th, who wears number 7, in tribute to his lineage, will play it back and forth. Now to Mick Bruce it goes. Coleman has it slipped in between his legs. He'll chase after it again, though, as the Sooners will send it down the length of the ice. This should be an icing call, and indeed it is.
Joe, anything coming in on the Twitter sphere that we need any shout-outs?
I haven't been checking. Probably not. My phone usually... Well, I've been trying to update the Colorado Hockey Twitter at the same time, so I got to switch accounts. Nah, I don't have anything tonight. Twitter was a dud tonight.
That happens.
That's all right. We'll make an email address. I think it'll be easier for people to access.
Yeah.
Come up with something. cuhockeymedia@gmail.com.
There you go.
15-14 remaining in the third period of play. It is eclipsed 10:30 local time. It is 10:50 now. A late one in Boulder. Buffs lead 2-1 though. And boy, they need a big victory tonight to get it going. A tough road trip up in northern North Dakota. It's always nice to return home though for a 3-game home set. David Coleman dislodged the net, so we'll have a face-off and it'll come out to the neutral zone.
We talked about it earlier, I think in the first period, but that net, it's got to be something over there. It's
Seriously.
Only that net.
You can play along at home. You can keep track of which nets are dislodged. It's always this one.
And it doesn't matter which team is going which direction. It's not like one team is constantly dislodging the net because you'd see the other net getting dislodged. It is seriously only this net ever.
Sooners will send it in down the ice. Erickson will play it behind, wrapped up in the corner by George Gruber. Tries to send it through some traffic. It'll be slapped right back in at the point. Adams will chip it against the glass. Lorenzano will come on to keep it into the corner. Polanchik will chase after it. Polanchik will go to the boards. Tries to find David Coleman. Taken away, though, by Lorenzano. Coleman will come after it again. Plays across to Polanchik. Polanchik will take a shoulder from Evan Del Casale. Adams will take over for Colorado, and he'll send it into the netting and out of play. Face-off, I believe, will stay in the zone. Coach Ballard's calling for it to come to the neutral zone. I don't think he gets a vote, though.
No, I don't think so.
Join us tomorrow, 2 p.m. local time. Colorado will take on Central Oklahoma in a University of Colorado sports marathon. The Buffs play on the ice at 2, on the hardwood at 3, and on the gridiron at 7. Make sure to catch all the action tomorrow. See if Colorado can get a clean sweep. Now, if Colorado gets a clean sweep, we should get like free tacos or something from somewhere.
Hey, you trying to get that taco trick back? Is that what's going on here?
For lacrosse, oh yeah. We got to find a local taco dealership. Taco dealership. It's not a car dealership. It's a taco dealership.
So we got salesmen now, and you know what, folks? It's almost 11 here, so
I've been at school since 5:45.
I'm gonna give you a pass on that one.
This has been let's see, we'll do the math.
Not gonna haggle you too much.
I'm working on a 16-hour day at school.
Well, that's sports for you.
And then I get to go home and write an essay on things. So I'm not complaining. It's fun.
Yeah.
My blood type has turned into Folgers. Folgers positive. In comes Temby. He'll chip it off the boards. Lazarick will tie up down the corner. Coin's not in the game. Oh boy. Doyle will play it to the corner. You can see Luke Coin across the rink. He's sitting in his pea coat. Definitely not suited up tonight. Boards. Ben will see it deflect off of his leg, and here comes Colorado. Andrew Bradford will lead the rush. He's got Rich Wickton with him. Instead, he'll drop it for Temby. Temby throws it on net. Another weird bouncing shot, and off the side of the net again. Wickton can't convert. It's the third time tonight that Wickton has been in close and just hasn't been able to send it home. Oh, boy, and a huge collision down in the corner was Doyle. Doyle hopped right back up, though. You could hear that one, I'm sure, at home. Hefter will take a shot right in the pads of Fernandez, and he'll hang on. 12:44 remaining in our final period of regulation hockey from Boulder. 2-1 is our score. Send it on net, and Fernandez will make his most athletic save of the night, dotting to his left and extending beyond the end line.
I mean, that puck, even so, that the shot was in the air to him on that one, and even just hitting the ice for a second, it took a really weird bounce, which is why he had to dive out of the crease like that to stay on top of it and kind of kill the play, so that way the face-off happened again. But it just, I almost want to go and take a look at the ice right in front of him out there, because there's something that's
bouncing.
Clearly, something is just clearly a little off there, and it's just, that puck has taken some weird bounces.
Jarman in the corner will sling one on net from an odd angle. The funny thing is Jarman has scored from that exact same spot before, so why not try again?
Yeah, especially with the ice we got tonight down there.
12:13 remaining. Derek, I'm curious, what time is the rec center closed? Midnight?
Yes. We're getting a nod over here.
Camera operator Allie Manroy says, indeed, it does close at midnight.
Yep.
I wonder what the rules are if we... Well,
that I know. That I can opine upon on.
Because all the employees are going home at midnight. Well, just leave me the keys. I'll lock them.
They'll leave a couple here for us.
Like Herb Brooks and Miracle.
Yeah.
Leave me the keys.
Again, tweet.
Tweet.
Yep.
All the tweets are asleep tonight.
Yeah.
I would be too. There goes the puck through the air. Eric Kardash will handle it at his own blue line. Plays it off the boards and around it'll go. Referee will call that an icing call, as Kardash was behind the red line when he set that one forward, launching it into the corner, so that by rule is an icing call. We'll come back into the Colorado defensive zone.
And the world's weirdest segue here, Joe. You mentioned Herb Brooks, former, a while ago, coach of the U.S. national team, and kind of on that nationalism, pride type thing again tonight, as you can see down there on the scoreboard. But Joe and I wanted to give a shout out, kind of missed it by a day in a way, but honoring the veterans and thanking everybody for their service.
Fun fact, color commentator Derek Michelson is also a military veteran, so thank you to you, Derek, for your service to our country. Derek won't tell me what he did, but I think he was in on the Bin Laden mission.
I was not.
Bauer for one-timer goal!
Look at that.
Bauer from Anders, he scores! 3-1 Colorado. That was a weird segue.
That was. We'll take it though.
We'll take it. We're talking about special ops, and now we're talking about goals. Too bad they didn't score on special teams. We could have gone special ops to special teams.
There you go. If that happens, that's your segue of the year, actually, probably on that one.
I'll tell you, win the Jim Nance Sportscaster of the Year award. Will not be won during this broadcast. I'll tell you that tonight.
Number 15, James Bauer.
So here's the real challenge. Can Colorado play with the most dangerous lead in the sport of hockey, the 2-goal lead? They had a 2-goal lead over the same squad last year. They blew that game 4-2. But a year later, we'll see how Colorado can react. Somebody gets buried into the Colorado bench, I'll tell you. I think the puck's out of play as it finally falls back to the ice surface out of the netting.
And, you know, I said it in the first period. For me, this is going to be that this is that, like, 2-goal lead that one of these teams needed if they really wanted to have a comfortable feeling during this game. Problem is now if you're Colorado, you don't want to become too comfortable, because if you do that, you just mentioned it, Oklahoma bounced back on these guys last year. And so if you become too comfortable, too complacent, you just try to start thinking ahead to tomorrow, especially since it is an early game. So it's not unreasonable that some of the guys might start thinking ahead. That's when teams can get dangerous.
Yeah, you talked about a weird schedule. The late one tonight and then an early one tomorrow. Colorado elected last season, actually, when the schedule was made, they elected to play this game on Friday at 2 p.m. so to not conflict with the Friday night football game. Colorado will take on the University of Southern California at 7 p.m. 100 feet from here at the Folsom Field football field.
Yeah. I got a house divided on that one.
Me too, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I got my sister in grad school at USC, so shout out to her. There she goes. But what's your connection there?
I was in. That's where I was going to go to school, actually, until I decided that I couldn't leave. I couldn't leave the beautiful state of Colorado. That was my first choice. I'm glad I stayed here, though. There's not much hockey at USC. It's overrated. $80,000 a year for school. Who needs it?
Yeah.
Palanchik will fire it deep into the corner with 9:25 remaining here in the third period of play. 3-1 hockey game on Thursday night. Thank you for joining us. And by Thursday night, I emphasize tonight. 10:59 local time. I feel like I'm counting down to New Year's, Derek.
I keep glancing at my watch, too, and just kind of curious at what the time is, trying to keep track of it, but it's definitely an odd feeling. I think this is the latest we've ever been here, still on the air especially.
Doyle comes in over the line. He'll bring it into the corner. Chris Doyle's brother, Alex Doyle, a journalist here at the University of Colorado. It's interesting because Alex is one of the sports anchors on the CU Sports Show, and it's fun that he'll get to read the highlights on tomorrow's show of his brother's game.
Yeah.
It's probably the first time that's happened.
It'll be a fun experience, I'm sure.
It will. His father here tonight. Very proud of both of his sons. One playing sports, one reporting on sports. Couldn't ask for a better pair.
Yeah.
Sent down the ice. Bradford will have it deflect off of his stick. To the boards it goes. He'll shove off a man with 8:14 remaining in the third period of hockey from beautiful Boulder, Colorado. You're looking live at the University of Colorado Rec Center at this late hour. In my opinion, maybe the best home surface in all the ACHA. Actually, the Tucson Event Center, that's pretty good too. You know, I'm going to give it to them. The Tucson Event Center where U of A plays, University of Arizona, that's hard to beat. Shot off the side of Champagne will bounce to the boards. Then we'll take it deep to the corner. Bradford will meet alongside Jordan Greenberg. Greenberg, who has been kept quiet here tonight, will try to center one in front. It's played off the side of the net, and Rich Wigton will clear the zone. 7:34 remaining here in the third. 3-1 score. Greenberg will bring it back over the line for the Sooners. Sends one on net. Whips on the play as he goes sliding into the corner. Bruce will bury him there as the puck will jump free out in front of the net before it's corralled again by Greenberg. Now to the boards goes Derek Tilka. To Bem. Bem will be shoved again by Bradford. Handles around Salvato. To the corner it goes again now for Tilka. Tilka trying to backhand that one in off the side of the net again, and the puck crossed the red line, but the referee's calling it off as the net was dislodged and the goaltender interfered with. .7:01 remaining in the third. 2-goal lead for Colorado. Check our video feed, Derek. I just got a tweet that our video feed is down. Oh, we might not even. Oh, okay, we're on the air. Well, we apologize if we're having video issue. We're working on it right now. I think we're fine.
Yeah, box over here saying we're fine, and yeah.
All right, we're back on the air. Okay, well, if we did have a video issue, we do apologize.
Yeah.
It looks like up our end, though, that we are up, so. Bust of ice. The pucks will come all the way back and do it again. Colorado will win it back into their own zone. They'll play it out to center ice. Matt Hefter, the defenseman, will flip it over the line. He'll be the first one to it again. Tries to slide it in front, and again, the net is dislodged. I don't think the referee notices right now, but that far post is off its mooring.
So far. Well,
no, maybe
he's
not.
just got some snow in front of it.
I don't know. It doesn't look correct.
It's not. He just moved it.
Yeah. Fernandez put it back on. Good for him. A lot of goalies would have just shoved it off and stopped play. Fernandez, though, will keep play going, setting it himself.
I wonder if that's a case of, it's getting pretty late. I want to get out of here.
No more stoppages.
Yeah. But, I mean, again, and that's something I've spoke to a couple times here. And it's not necessarily any fault of their own. They're doing the best they can, so please don't misunderstand, folks, when you're watching at home. But, with only having the one official and the two line judges essentially being one striped shirt down tonight, sometimes they're going to miss those things. I've seen a couple things that have some extracurricular stuff after the plays, and so, you kind of hate to see it on one hand, but at the same time it's understandable. But, hopefully it doesn't cause any problems, throughout the rest of the game.
Now our engineer, Greg O'Brien's in the building. Now everyone's really here.
Yeah.
Hi, Greg.
We got the crews together.
Crew's here.
Yeah.
5:57 remaining in the third. Here comes Hefter. He drops for Pilkington. Pilkington will wipe out at the top of the circle. Anders, though, will finesse it in down low for Hefter. Hefter will cycle it into the top for Temby. Temby has the puck jump over his stick. He'll try to look down low. It's played off the side of the goaltender, Fernandez. Swarming is Bauer. Bauer out to the point for Hefter. Hefter has the puck jump over his stick, narrowly keeping that one in the zone. To the corner it goes. Miller and Anders will meet up down low. Anders will go out to Temby. Kick saved by Fernandez. Out to Hefter. Hefter fakes it. One time with a Bauer. This is the near side. Backed out to Temby. Temby tries to play it forward. Picked off by Miller. And out come the Sooners. Miller's got Krominga with him. Gets it in down low. Bauer will brace for a hit. Hefter will glove it down to himself with 5:07 remaining in the third period. Bucks will go off for a change. Hefter will play a little bit of cat and mouse before Sororzano will pick up his clearing attempt. Sororzano trying to do something with it. He has the only Sooners goal here tonight. Played through some traffic now to Hefter. Out to Palanchik. Palanchik's got some speed, trying to chip it around the defender. And he'll take a big hit after the play. And he'll explain to the referees the history behind that one.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought he was clean on that. Officials calling him offsides, but I thought he was clean. It looked like he still had a foot behind the blue line, but Colorado doing a much better job this period. It's the first period where they've actually outnumbered, at least so far anyway, but they've outnumbered Oklahoma in shots on goal attempts. So Colorado doing a much better job, much more aggressive, and really kind of getting back to their game.
Play through to George Gruber. Gruber will lead the rush. Colorado's going to have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Kardash going straight to the net, and they're going to call him offsides.
Again.
Boy, he was skating hard, too.
He was skating hard, but it looked like he had timed that so well. I don't, of course the officials got the best view because he's standing right there, but that looked like that was clean, and it looked like Colorado would have had a good opportunity there. But, hey, sometimes you just call goes the other way.
4:23 remaining in our third period. Still 3-1. Third period goals by Jake Bauer and Alex Temby after a scoreless second period and a 1-1 first period. Jarman had the Colorado goal in the first. Mikko Sororzano had the goal for the Sooners back in the first. Sooners will go play in Fort Collins the next two nights against the Colorado State Rams. The Rams, and they're in the top 25 as well this week. Again, all 7 Western Collegiate Hockey League teams in the top 25 this week. Pretty impressive. That puck will sail into the netting and drop back into play as George Gruber is going to have a conversation with Paulo DeSalzo. Not sure what that's about. John Doral put his arm around Gruber. And
Gruber, I don't know which Oklahoma player it was initially, but Gruber kind of bumped into one of Oklahoma's guys there. Oh, he's pretty frustrated actually getting off the ice, but bumped into one of Oklahoma's guys after the whistle, just kind of inadvertently, and took offense to it, and they had a nice conversation about it, but split up peacefully.
Just over 4 minutes to play in the third. Kardash will send this one all the way down the ice. Doyle will skate after it. Doyle will go to the corner. Huge check there from Andrew Bradford. Puck almost got free to Wigton. Wigton will send it out to Matt Adams, who can't keep it in with the leg. Champagne will come out of his net to play it with 3:45 remaining in the third period. We'll see if Fernandez will maybe go to the bench for the Sooners for the extra attacker.
To me, I've always said I love Champagne's aggressiveness and how he plays goalie, but what he just did there, extremely, extremely dangerous. I don't know if you saw it, Joe, but to me, when he came out to play that puck that had been cleared down into his area, that puck took just a little hop almost at the last second.
Bradford on a break. He's going to send in. He sends one through. Did it go in? No, it stayed out of the net. Oh, I think Bradford thought he had a goal there. Fernandez got the pad down. The puck was sliding through. Did not go.
I was just saying that puck almost hopped over Champagne's stick, and that could have made this a one-goal game, and that's really dangerous. And then on the other end there, it was Fernandez when he dropped down. He had just put his calf on top of the puck, so that killed its momentum. But when he lifted his leg, he didn't realize that he had set his leg down on the puck, and so it just kind of sat there. And luckily for him, one of Oklahoma's one of their defenders came in and cleared that puck out.
Then we'll send it to the corner for Alex Temby. 2:29 remaining in regulation. Jumps over the line at Miller's stick. And we've got a referee's whistle for offsides, maybe? I don't know.
That's a really good question.
I don't know what that was called. The whistle is blown. Play is dead. Face off in the neutral zone.
Yeah. Maybe he anticipated
maybe
something
thought
was going to happen.
I
don't know.
Buffs will win another face-off. They've been pretty dominant in that category here tonight.
Right.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'll tell you I've got a strong feeling they're winning that category. Over the line. Shot will go high into the glass and bounce over to the near side. 2:04 remaining. Hunter Fernandez still in his net, down at the other end of the ice. Drummond will brace for some contact in front of his own bench. Puck will stay back there as Drummond will go down to a knee and then jump right back up before playing it back to Matt Hefter. Hefter across the ice now to Bauer. Bauer almost gets his head knocked off there by Nico Sorazano.
That was
Jeez.
dangerous.
Anders will lay down a heavy check to Jake Cabana. Anders with it now. He'll try to handle past Greenberg. Gets it through to Bauer. Bauer open in the slot, takes a shot, and that one went out of play. It's actually pretty curious there. The top of the glass is actually covered by the netting, so it is confusing for the referee that the puck could technically still be in play but hit that netting. And, whenever you see the netting move, it's going to be a whistle.
Yeah, that one was clearly out of play, though, so a good whistle there, but...
Pilkington in the corner. Minute 27 remaining in regulation. Devin getting worked over there by a pair of defensemen. I think the puck was under him there for a while. Now comes out to John Dora. Dora will play over to Pilkington. Now to Bauer, a top shot straight away. Will, again, take a weird bounce, and Hernandez will hang on for the save with 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining.
Joe, you wouldn't do it now, obviously, because CU is kind of attacking and in the zone and putting shots on net, but have we seen a goalie actually get pulled yet this year? We have? Okay.
Yeah, I think we saw it.
I couldn't remember if we'd seen a goalie actually get pulled yet.
I think we saw it.
In favor of the extra
Iowa
attacker.
State? Excuse me, Illinois State. That's what it was.
And
we're going to get a timeout from Peter Arvanitis and the Oklahoma Sooners with 1:11 remaining in the third period. And, one thing that is interesting when you have especially conference play, one of the key factors at the end of the year is goal differential. So the question is, do we pull our goalie and try to cut into this lead, or do we risk, another minus against us?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I would, if I were to put a coach hat on, what I would do personally, and obviously I can't speak for what either coach is going to say or do here, but what I would do is I would still pull that goalie because, yeah, you risk that goal differential, but to me, it's setting a precedent for your team. It's telling them that don't just phone it in for the last minute here just because, you're down 2 goals. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. It might be tough, but it's, I've never liked when coaches do something just to kind of to get out, to escape without any extra damage being done. I mean, you're an athlete. For the guys, actually playing, a lot of coaches are former athletes. You're in this to win. That's why you play sports. That's why sports are so entertaining, is because it's a competition. You want to win. So just kind of phoning it in, and now Fernandez is actually getting pulled. But, just kind of phoning it in, it's aggravating to me to watch.
Well, the goaltender is on the bench with a minute remaining here in regulation. Can Colorado get the extra goal? Dorr deep in his own corner will flip it against the boards. It'll jump over to Bauer. Bauer will move it forward. Anders is going to have a shot at this. Anders will walk in. He'll send one through. And he scores! Matt Anders, an empty net goal. And that'll do it from Boulder. 4-1 for Colorado. Anders' second point of the night. He allowed a goal from the assist he had earlier. And the Buffs will come away with a 4-1 victory.
And again, I don't think there's anything to hang your head about that last goal. And it looks like Oklahoma, it's not affecting them too much, which is good, and you want to see that because, again, if I'm on Oklahoma's roster, coach pulling the goalie, what that's telling me is, we're still going to fight. We still got a minute. Maybe we get a bounce our way, and this turns into a 1-goal game. But even if it doesn't, this isn't a situation where you can just relax and let's just worry about the next one. You're still playing a hockey game. You still got now 25 seconds left on the board. You need to play all 25. Play whistle to whistle.
Puck loose in the neutral zone with 20 seconds left. The Sooners come in offsides.
At least that's always been my philosophy. Everybody has kind of their own ways of thinking. And, talking with Oklahoma's coach here before the game, he actually said almost that exact same sentiment about kind of just offensive, defensive strategies and things like that. Everybody kind of has their own way of playing, and when I was a coach, not for hockey, for lacrosse, but I hated just kind of phoning it in. So I'm glad to see that he pulled his goalie. It made me happy, but I don't know how much my opinion counts here.
Well, the buzzer will sound, and that'll do it. Final score, Colorado 4, Oklahoma 1. So, Colorado played about 58 minutes of shutout hockey.
Yeah.
The early goal for the Sooners, literally 2 minutes in. So,
yeah. From
that point, Colorado played solid.
Yeah, and again, I think a lot of that was them just shaking off the cobwebs. You drop 3 in a row, that's always tough. There's always a mental barrier coming out, and what they did here is they're proving to the league that they're here to stay. Their heads in it, they're focused. They're going to come out and they're going to compete every game, and this is one now. Now you got 2 more this weekend, and if Colorado can get those 2, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the rankings, because I think some faith had been given to them heading into last weekend, and unfortunately Colorado dropped 3. But now Oklahoma came into this game as the number 4, and Colorado, because the new rankings won't come out yet, will still face a team ahead of them in the rankings at number 7 the next couple days with Central Oklahoma. So, Colorado's got a real good opportunity here in front of them. Hopefully they don't let this win now get to their head and kind of relax the next 2 and just think we're good and we can kind of coast through this weekend. But, I think Colorado, Coach Ballard does a good job of keeping these guys focused, and I think they'll come out with some intensity. Hopefully, you mentioned they played essentially shutout hockey here basically for almost an entire game. And hopefully now they didn't have to expend too much energy to do that because of the short turnaround. It'll be interesting to see what the final results are tomorrow, but I won't be here, unfortunately, with you. But
yes, it'll be myself and Jake Shapiro tomorrow at 2 p.m. We're going to go put all our toys away so we can do this again in about 12 hours.
Yep.
So I'm going to go home and write an essay and then drink some more coffee, and I'll be back. So
refill the bloodstream.
yes. Alongside Derek Michelson on color commentary, Ali Monroy on the camera, I'm Joe Paris. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Again, we'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. local time on the Buffalo Sports Marathon. It's hockey 2, and basketball 3, and then football like 7:30. No one's listening to the broadcast. 7? Okay, Allie's the smartest part of this broadcast crew. I told her that during the intermission. She knows everything. She knows the hours of the rec center, what time the football game is tomorrow.
Statistics guru over there.
Yeah. Well, Derek, what do you say? We're going to put things together?
You mean away?
Away?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm going to go take a nap. Alongside everyone here, that's the end of the broadcast. Colorado 4, Oklahoma 1. Thank you, and good night.